Okay, first step, brainstorming. I have my blank piece of paper, and the first thing I want to do is come up with an idea or a song title. I've had artists come in and they have the instrumental, they have the beat, everything arranged, and they wrote a full song and they're ready to record the song. So I load up my project in Cakewalk Sonar, and when you load it up, Sonar will ask you what's the name of the project you want to start. So I asked them what's the name of the song, and a lot of times, I have artists say, "Well, I don't know the title of the song," and it kind of blows me that how can you write a whole song and don't have a title? Maybe during the brainstorming process, you may not have a title, but to me, by the time you go through the whole process of writing a song, you should have a title. But so at this point, let's say the idea is I'm in love with you. All right, so let's say I'm just gonna put love with you. Love with you. Circle it. Now, so you circle it. I don't know if you can see that. So, love with you. And then you can say, you want to ask these questions: who, what, why, when, where. Ask different questions about your idea or song title. So if I say love with you, who am I in love with? Let's say her name is Kim. Kim. So basically I drew a line from love with you, and I put Kim right here and I circle that. Then I start asking, well, why am I in love with Kim? She's sexy. So, love with you, Kim, sexy. Then I ask, well, why is she sexy? Pretty hair. So let's say I put hair. So I got love with you, Kim, sexy, hair. What about her hair that you like about it? It's long. And then of course, like from sexy, you can go into, let's say you love her body. So from sexy to body, then you can say, well, what do you like about her body? And go on. So I'm in love with Kim because she's sexy, long hair, body, whatever. Then I can say I love her the way she acts. So I can put act, circle that. What do I like about how she acts? Maybe we have things in common. You can just kind of elaborate and do your research like that, because pretty much what you're doing right now is building ideas to write your song off of, because I want to have as much as possible, much as detail, and just keep branching off. This paper will probably be full after I'm all done with it, talking about Kim and why I like her. She's attractive, sexy. I like how she carries herself, how she acts. Maybe she did something for me. I'll put this down here, and then I'll say what it is, and then I'll go more in detail about what she did. And maybe she, I had a drug problem and she helped me get over the drug problem. You can kind of just go in detail. So as you can see, as you keep branching off and you have a whole lot of ideas, because that's what you're trying to do right now, is just get a bunch of ideas on to be able to write your rough draft. Okay, so after you have all your ideas in your brainstorming, you go into the rough draft. And the rough draft is you're going to take all those ideas and try to put them in a song format. Hooks, verses, bridges, everything. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to take all those ideas and write your lines and stuff like that. Now, after you do your rough draft,
you can actually record it. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, the recording doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to mix it and go into all these fine details. But recording allows you to listen back to it. Because sometimes, having it on paper and actually listen to it makes a big difference. Of course, this will really help if you record yourself at a home recording. Maybe if you do go into a major studio, a big studio, this is what you would do at home. I know a lot of us do everything at home, which is great. But let's just say you do go outside to a studio to record. This is what you could do at home. Record the rough draft at home, listen back to it, maybe have some other artists you respect to listen to it, and maybe they can give you some pointers or some ideas, because sometimes people have ideas that we don't have, and don't get so caught up in this is my song and it's so personal. Some people get so personal with the song, and it's really a song. If you're presenting it to other people, it's a song for them to enjoy, not just yourself. So there's nothing wrong with getting ideas from other artists. Once you do that and you make the adjustments and things, then you go into the final cut and actually make another copy of the rough draft and make a final cut, and then do your recording. So in a nutshell, that's the basic writing process. Now there's some other ideas that can help you with these processes as well. Number one, I would say experience things. You're going to be writing songs of different kinds, and it's harder to do that if you don't experience nothing, if you don't go out and do nothing, if you don't date, if you don't travel. You have a lot of artists that write albums based off of, because they travel to different places, experience things, and then they have more to talk about. So definitely experience things. You can also take notes and write about other people's experience. I mean, you got friends, you got family, you got people that you work with and stuff like that have different experiences that maybe you never could. So you can write songs based on other people's experience. Another thing is when you're writing songs, try to create a feeling, because a lot of people love songs because they feel a certain way when they hear it, whether it's happy, sad, mad, pissed off, whatever. When you write songs, you want to try to create a feeling. You want people to feel a certain way. Another thing, make bad songs. Sometimes, and I'll be a victim of this, where I start to create a song and I think, man, this sounds kind of bad. I stop writing the song because you don't want to make bad songs. But really, especially when you're first starting out, you're gonna have to make a lot of bad songs before you start making good songs. So especially when you first started off, don't get caught up in making great songs, because it's probably not gonna happen. Or you spend so much time on this one song when you could have wrote 3 or 4 or 5 other songs and get the experience, because that's what a lot of it is. I mean, I had artists who write 4 or 5 songs in their life and they want to release an album and all this crazy stuff. I'm like, the songs are okay, but if you write 50 songs, 60 songs, by the time you get to that many songs, those first 5 you wrote, it's not even going to sound like anything. You'll go back and be like, man, I can't believe I wrote that. So don't be afraid to write bad songs. And a lot of times, bad songs that you wrote 2 years ago, now you can edit and rewrite into great songs. So especially when you write, let's say you wrote 50, 60 songs, the first 5 or 10 that you wrote that weren't that great, you could go back to them and make them great. So don't be afraid to write bad songs. Let's see, another thing, challenge yourself. Especially after you write many songs, you want to start challenging yourself. Maybe a different style of music that you're not used to. If you are a country artist, You know, try writing a pop song. Try writing an R&B song. You know, if you're a hip hop artist, go and try to write more of a slow ballad song, or you know, just kind of just always challenge yourself and exercising that mind, because you know your mind is a muscle, so you have to go out of your comfort zone and try to push yourself and to challenge yourself into doing bigger and better things. That's why you see a lot of artists, they cross gender a lot, because when they get to a point where what they've been doing, what they're used to, is so easy, it's not challenging to them anymore, so they go and try to do other things. Kind of like Snoop Dogg going from hip hop to reggae. You know, he's challenging himself. Also, another way of challenging yourself is don't use as much instruments in your song. Try to create some songs that maybe it's just a piano, or just a guitar, or hell, just a hand drum. Just you going, you know, and singing. You know, if you're a rapper, I mean, come up with a song that just have maybe you banging on something and rapping, or you know, because you have to be better as a songwriter when you don't have that much instruments. You see a whole lot of artists these days go after these producers who have these really, really great instrumentals. They have a whole lot of stuff going on, and it makes up for their lacking in lyrical content. You see them all the time, especially in hip-hop music. You see it all the time where, you know, they're saying like 4 words in a line, 2 words in a line. The beat is hot, so people are going to nod their heads, they're going to dance to it because the beat is hot, but what they're saying is trash. And that's one of the things that, especially people that are into real hip-hop, you know, I grew up in real hip-hop, you know, that's one of the biggest complaints, that you know, they're not really saying anything. The lyrical content is very low, but the instrumentals are banging. So that's why they have these banging instrumentals, so they don't have to have lyrical content. So in other words, to challenge yourself is cut down on the instruments and on your beats. Simplify your beats. Forces you to be more lyrical or have lyrical content, or forces you to sing, you know, in a way that's more challenging. Let's see, make songs for yourself. Make songs for yourself that maybe you're not going to let anybody hear. You can write songs that are more personal, might even offend some people, just to kind of exercise your mind. You may later on can go back and revise it so it can be heard to other people, or maybe change the names or make it not so obvious if you're talking about somebody. But definitely make songs for yourself to be able to let your mind be free. Also, write songs when you're mad. You're pissed off about something happened. You can write notes. It doesn't even have to be a song. Just that'd be a great way to help you brainstorm for a song. You know, you could be pissed off about something, whether your girlfriend broke up with you, or somebody stole something from you, just using line, and you almost got to fight with somebody at the grocery store, just whatever it is. Write those notes down. And because, you know, when you're mad, it's easy to come up with stuff when you're mad. Whatever you're mad about, you can say all kinds of things about it. You hear people all the time telling stories about when, you know, how they was done wrong. They always have a story, and they have so much to say because they're pissed off. Another brainstorming idea is write letters to people. So let's just say, again, let's say your brother did something to you, or you had an experience with your brother or something, and you write a letter to him. You don't have to give it to him. Don't give it to him. But write a letter to him, and that it could be great notes for a song. You know, maybe your brother or sister co-signed for you to get a house, and how that changed your life. You know, he knows that you appreciate it. You told him, but you probably haven't written an official letter, like a letter just letting him know how you feel. about it. And that's a great way to have brainstorming ideas. Also, posing as someone else and writing a letter. I mean, let's say if let's say your father and mother split up because the father was cheating. Pose as your father, writing to your mother about how sorry you are and the things you did, you messed up or whatever, or vice versa. You could write a song posing as your mom, telling your father how you feel. Because sometimes, even though you're not those people, but you are directly affected by it, and you're a third person, you're the person outside looking in. So sometimes you have a different view on things, because, for instance, let's say if you're posing as, let's say you're posing as a father, you see things that he didn't see. When he's at work and the mother's crying and saying things, going through things or whatever, he don't see that, but you do. So it's kind of like you have the perfect vision because you see everything. You're the outside person. When the mother's gone and the father's at home, if he say things or do things or whatever, you see it. So it makes it easy or better for you to write these letters to each other because you see everything. You can also use celebrities, and that's very easy. Celebrities always get married and divorced and all this crazy stuff. So you can pose as one of these celebrities writing to another celebrity. And that's also, you see tabloids and things online and these different things. So you can actually look these things up and really, look at the relationship and come up with your own. Let's say you're Brad writing to Angelina or something. Just pose as a celebrity writing to another one. Let's see, what else do I have? Pretty much that's it right now. I mean, I might come up with a version 2 of this video, more songwriting ideas, but the bottom line is writing songs that people can feel. People can feel it. And one more idea. Also, when I write songs, sometimes I do research. Like, say, for instance, if I go back to I'm in love with Kim, and we go to the beach or something like that, I might look up beaches. And just, not that I've never been to the beach, I don't know what the beach is. I know what the beach is. But sometimes when you look up things, they give you ideas that you already know, but you just didn't think of it. And so I always do my research. So if I say, me and my wife is going through a divorce, I might look up divorces just to get, how does somebody feel when they get divorced? You search that and you get ideas of how people feel when they get divorced. Maybe you've never been divorced before, and you're posing as somebody else. Maybe your friend is going through a divorce. You can talk to your friend, say, hey, how'd you feel? Blah, blah, blah. Because I'm writing, you let them know I'm writing a song about divorce. And just do your research on how people feel, places, things, and that'll also give you ideas in your brainstorming. You would have so much material. You would have so much to write about. It's not easy to write a song, but you won't be lacking content. That's the key. I think the key to writer's block is having a lot of content to write about. Alright? But this is Big Grime. I did a lot of talking about songwriting process. But those are the general things that I do: brainstorm, rough draft, and final cut. Alright? Peace. BigGrime.net is my website. Blogs, videos, and of course music and beats.